So you may have heard the CDC is rolling out some new vaccine guidelines when it comes to kids, and it could be a little confusing for parents. Well, the agency is now recommending fewer vaccines for all children, but that's a move that pediatricians across the nation are calling dangerous. I'm Jay Green in Norfolk. I spoke to a leading pediatrician over at CHKD, and he says what could happen next won't be decided in Washington. It'll be decided in doctors' offices and exam rooms right here in Hampton Roads, one family at a time.
It's really not a change in recommendations or requirements. It's more of a reorganization of how they're looking at the vaccinations.
That's how a local
And in
pediatrician
that
is
sense,
describing the CDC's updated childhood vaccine guidelines. They recommend that all children be vaccinated against 11 diseases, down from 17, with other shots now tied to risk levels, or what the CDC calls shared clinical decision making. I reached out to Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters in Norfolk and spoke with Dr. John Harrington. He's a leading pediatrician who tells me that he still sees patients every week in neighborhood clinics across Norfolk and Hampton Roads.
we also know that most children are high-risk groups. And so therefore, them recommending for certain high-risk groups, almost all pediatric patients are high-risk patients.
Do you think that private daycares are going to be impacted by this?
Private daycares, if they want to be sustainable, will probably become more vigilant about vaccination, because if they get a hepatitis A outbreak, that's going to be very devastating to their group.
Harrington says those decisions don't just affect one child or one family, they can impact entire classrooms and neighborhoods.
Last year, we saw over 200 deaths from the flu in kids and stuff, and 90% of those kids were not immunized.
The CDC says parents can still choose additional vaccines and insurance will continue to cover them. Local doctors say the most important step is a conversation right at home. In Norfolk, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Jay Green, WTKR News 3.